What's going on? Fam, what's good? I'm here to give my prediction for the August 3rd fight coming up between my man Terence Bud Crawford and Israil Madrimov. This fight is at 154 pounds, and it is for the WBA super welterweight title, the world, and this is for the WBO interim. All right, so let's get into this, man. Let's get into the tail of the tape, man. But before we do, shout out to Saudis, man, because they're out there making these big fight cards. They did it with the heavyweights. They're moving right, man. And the Saudis, it look like if everything goes smoothly, they're gonna put an end to all of this other side of the street bullshit. It's gonna come to a point where it ain't gonna be about the other side of the street. The Saudis will end up owning the whole fucking block. That's what's gonna end up happening. But let's get into the tail of the tape, man. So we got Terence Crawford, 40 wins, 40 wins, no losses, no draws, 31 wins by knockout. Spotless record so far, 77% knockout ratio. He's 36 years old, 5'8", with a 74-inch arm reach. All right, Terence Crawford, a vet in the game, versatile. He can box you. He can walk you down, fight you in the pocket, fight you mid-range. He has a wide arsenal of punches, lefts, right crosses, left crosses, straight left, straight rights, uppercuts, straight stabs to the body, hooks to the body. That's because Terence Crawford is he's a switch hitter, meaning orthodox or southpaw stance. And as far as his chin goes, people was questioning Terence Crawford's chin. I never did. I always thought he had a pretty good chin. I mean, you go get rocked in boxing. It's just about how you handle it after you get rocked. And he had a few encounters at welterweight. He had some down at junior welterweight, and he handled it perfect. And came back to whoop ass. All right, I think he's on an 11-fight knockout streak. All right, but knocked everybody out at welterweight, and now he's moving up to 154 pounds. Uncharted waters, man. So that's my boy Terence Crawford for you. Now, Israil Madrimov, he stands at 10 wins, no losses, 1 draw, 7 wins by knockout. He has a 70% KO ratio. He's 29 years old, 5'8.5", with a 68.5-inch arm reach. And already, I can tell you right there what the problem is. And I think one of the problems is the arm reach for Israil Madrimov. That's the first problem right off the bat. And before I get into it, another thing that I see that he do a lot of times in his fights, Madrimov, he throws his left, like I don't know if he misses it a lot, he throws his left to the body, or he overthrows it and then he be out there extended. I can see Crawford being orthodox, clipping him with a chopping right, straight down right, kind of like similar to how he hit Errol Spence with that left, similar to that. But it's just something I saw. But that arm reach, man, is going to be a big problem for Israil Madrimov. Knowing that Crawford, he has extremely long arms for his height, that is going to be a severe disadvantage for him, in my opinion. All right, but we know Madrimov, he likes to loop. He can loop, like jump in, like, he does, the gazelle leap. He leaps in, hits you, swings a left. I've seen him. He looked good in some of his fights doing that. But we dealing with a different animal here in Terence Crawford. And I know a lot of y'all going to say this is biased. It's not, bro. I know he's a little older. Don't matter, bro. I'm telling you it's not going to matter. But anyway, let's get into it. Crawford's definitely the older man, so Madrimov has that on his side, the youth, but we talking a young 36 years old, man. Hasn't taken many damage in his career, so he's still fresh, in my opinion. All right. Definitely got the longer arm reach. Madrimov is just a slight bit taller by half of an inch, something like that. Not much of a difference. All right. So Bud definitely got the experience. He got more fights than this kid. So that does also play a factor. But on the flip note, sometimes age can catch up to you, and the younger fighter can have the advantage. It's all about you know your experience and how the body feels, different factors, right? So Israil Madrimov, man, good footwork, pretty decent footwork, good counter punching, very technical. He has a strong, powerful right hand that Terence Crawford got to watch out for, which I believe he gonna miss a lot of shots with Bud, bro. I could see it. We'll get into that though, but a lot of people believe that this kid, he has a chin. He's been in there with some strong punches. A few dudes that hit harder than Crawford, he's been in the ring with him and knocked him out. So that's a possibility. But those dudes weren't on Terence Crawford's level though. All right. So let's talk about his last three fights, okay? Israil Madrimov's performance in his last three fights was against Magomed Kurbanov, who he won the WBA 154-pound vacant title from, Rafael Igbakwe, and then Michael Soro. He fought him twice, actually. The Michael Soro fight, can't really gauge that one because that one ended in they threw in the towel. They stopped the fight because of a head gash, a clash of heads for Michael Soro. But the fight before that was the first fight, which was earlier that same year. Which was December of 2021. He knocked out Michael Soro in the 9th round. Pretty solid fight. Soro's a solid fighter. But Madrimov looked good in that fight. The Rafael Igbakwe fight, that went the distance. He looked like he was doing good in that fight. He just looked like he looked more sluggish to me in that fight for some reason. He just looked more sluggish. Actually, I guess that fight was at 160. He was 160 pounds in that fight, so I think that's what it was. But then the Kurbanov fight, it went 5 rounds. And he looked spectacular in that fight. Had the speed, everything. He's lighter on his feet, and he got the knockout. I think this division for this kid here that's probably his shining division. I don't think his power would carry up to 160. He looked like definitely slower up there though, but pretty good fighting kid. He fights pretty well, for what he is. But how does this fight look in the ring with Terence Crawford? How does he look? How's it going to go? Well, in my opinion, he's going to try early on to get in the mix with Bud, taste his power, see how he like it. We'll get to see Crawford's power, how it carries up to 154. We'll see if he can handle the power of people at 154 because he's a pretty heavy puncher. He did decent knockout ratio. But like I said, the arm lift I think is going to be a big problem for this kid, man. The arm reach, Crawford's going to be weaving and dodging a lot of those punches, and that's going to leave the kid open. He's going to be overextended a lot. I see him do that a few. He overextends a lot. He does have a devastating right hand that Bud got to watch out for, but he's definitely slower than Terence Crawford, in my opinion. Crawford will see a lot of them shots coming, and the arms, man. I think Bud gonna jab him up first 4 or 5 rounds, and I think the kid gonna get clipped with something probably late, man. I told y'all that magical round 9. I think he gonna do better than Errol Spence though. This guy, he gonna do much better than Errol Spence. But I see the fight not going the distance, man. I think this is gonna be another knockout for Terence Crawford. Then the kid, he could have a good beard on him though. He could last go to gamut and then last the whole 12. I don't see it, but these dudes dudes from the Eastern Bloc country dudes, they know to have chins, man. I give them that. I give him that. But then look, they said the same thing about me, Machine, because he from out there in them countries over there, and he got stopped. So I think Bud's power is different, man. So I'm gonna have to go with 10th round knockout for Terence Crawford, bro. A lot of people I talk to, they think it's gonna be earlier than that. It's simply because the arm reach, bro. He gonna overextend. He got to leap in to catch Crawford with a lot of shit, but that right hand is sneaky as fuck. That dude got a sneaky right hand. Bud got to watch for it. But I think Bud will see it and counter his ass, and I think he gonna catch him with a counter shot, and that's gonna be the knockout shot. 10th round knockout for Terence Bud Crawford. I just think he's too skilled, too experienced for this kid. Might be even too strong for him. So we about to see Bud become a WBA 154-pound champion real soon. So he'll be a 4-time champ. Yeah. Aiming to be a 3-time undisputed. So shout out to Terence Crawford. Shout out to Madrimov. Let's make it happen. Let me know what y'all think about this fight. How does it go? Does Bud have anything to be worried about? Does he have to be careful? I think he does, especially I think the sneaky right. He got to watch out for that right from this kid. He likes to leap in, like unexpected leaps in with rights and leaps into the body. But I think Bud will see all of that shit, bro. I think he gonna clip. That's where he gonna get clipped. I'm about to find out levels to this shit, baby. But anyway, it's Rebel Like Boxing, man. Hope y'all enjoyed. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta back up. I gotta do this one a little different. I didn't tell you about Bud's last 3 performances. I almost forgot. I can't leave that out. I can't backpedal on that one. You know, real quick, I gotta throw that in there, even though I got the prediction ready already. 10th round knockout from Terence Crawford. But Bud in his last 3 fights, we already know what he did to Errol Spence Jr. Obliterated him in 9 rounds. David Avenesian obliterated him in 6 rounds. And Sean Porter, he stopped Porter in the 10th round. And he looked the best in the Errol Spence fight, man. He just looked superb, bro. Showed different levels to his game. Boxed. Walked him down and beat him to a fucking oblivion, man. And ended his career damn near. Anyway, this is your boy Rebel Like Boxing. I'll catch y'all later on the next one. And I'm off this.